Your encroachment on the common area is
This
unacceptable.
deed proves ownership up to this point. You need to review the plats.
The board has made its decision. You have 48 hours to comply.
Cold air hit my face as I stepped outside and saw red and blue lights strobing across wet asphalt. It was 6:12 a.m. The street smelled like rain and burned coffee from my travel mug. Water bubbled from my lawn because I couldn't shut the line off. The sidewalk utility box at the curb had a new silver padlock. My sprinklers hissed. My contractor shook his head. A cop asked why I was messing with HOA equipment. I held up my wrench like a toy. That's when Karen, our HOA president, waved a clipboard and said the box was sealed under her authority for violations. My violation was lawn watering outside hours. I hadn't watered at all. A pipe burst during the night. I stood there in flip-flops, water soaking my toes, while she smiled like it was a parade. Karen padlocked the sidewalk box for 48 hours, then I pulled the deed. That's the fight. She didn't just block me. She blocked the emergency shutoff for the whole row. On May 3, 2024 at 9:00 p.m., she posted a notice with a $125 fine and a line that read tampering will bring more fines. She told the officer the HOA owned that box. She said the authority was clear. I asked to unlock it so my contractor could stop the leak. She said request denied. 48 hours or the board will reconsider. Her perfume cut through the wet air. The cop said this was a civil matter. The water kept wasting into the gutter. I watched my utility meter spin like a fan and did the math in pain. I tried to appeal. I went to her door at 10:15 a.m., polite voice, hands open. Karen said file a form and shut my mouth. I emailed the board. No reply. I slid a request under the clubhouse door. Someone kicked it back out with a footprint. Neighbors peeked from blinds and then vanished. One whispered later, we can't cross her, she calls security on us. The HOA stacked complaints. 17 total, all tiny things. Trash can at the wrong angle. Fence 1 shade too tan. A bird feeder that lured squirrels. Timeline item 1 April 5 at 4:27 a.m. false trespass call. She accused me of climbing a fence. I was at work on camera. Patterns of false reports can be prosecuted. I said that line to myself like a lifeline. That night I lined up photos, emails, and call logs in a binder. My table looked like a detective show, except it was just me, a lamp, and a dripping towel from the leak. I drew my line in the sand. No fighting back in the dark. No screaming. Proper channels only. I filed a public records request. I walked into the county recorder's office with wet shoes and a polite smile. I asked for plats, easements, and deeds for our block. The clerk printed so much my receipt rolled onto the floor. When the city utilities office answered, the file landed with 63 pages. My jaw dropped. The plat map showed a 10-foot city utility easement along the curb, including that sidewalk box. Not HOA property. The deed for my lot had a note in plain words, city access shall be free and clear at all times. There was also a municipal code page with a simple sentence, obstruction of public utility access is prohibited. I highlighted like I was back in school. I called the city inspector. I sent the binder. I kept every message calm. See attached. Please confirm. Thank you. The inspector came on Tuesday at 3:00 p.m. He wore a bright vest and carried bolt cutters, but he didn't touch them at first. Karen met him with the clipboard and a smirk. She said he needed HOA permission. He said not if it's city access. He read my plat copy. He radioed his office. Then he asked me to gather the neighbors. I texted the block. People stepped out with phones ready. The inspector set the binder on the hood of his truck and used a marker. He circled the easement line. He asked Karen, who authorized this lock on a city box. She said the board. He asked for the vote minutes. She said private. He turned the pages and tapped the code. He spoke steady and loud so the cameras caught it. This lock is illegal. We are removing it now. Click. Clean cut. The lid popped. Water shut off visible like a silver coin. My contractor twisted the valve. The hiss died. Karen's face went the color of our fence. Neighbors filmed. Someone laughed and said upload time. Another said day 2 of the saga and I'm invested. A teen shouted plot twist like it was a show. A mom asked if she could post to the neighborhood group, then did it anyway. Within an hour, the clip had 150 comments. People wrote, "She padlocked the city's box, are you kidding?" Others chimed in with their own finds. The inspector held up the broken lock like a trophy and then tossed it into a clear evidence bag. He handed Karen a notice on bright paper. The comment button kept lighting up on my phone. My heart slowed for the first time in days. The street smelled like clean rain again, not panic. Then the authority flip landed. A police cruiser rolled up at 5:42 p.m. The officer spoke with the inspector. They walked to Karen together. He read her the notice. He said there had been a series of calls from her number, including one on April 5 at 4:27 a.m. for trespass that didn't match evidence. He said false reporting is a crime and warned her on record. He took statements. The city issued a fine for obstruction. The board had to hold an emergency meeting. They pulled up the deed on a projector. The room got quiet when the easement line went big on the wall. I didn't yell. I showed the binder. I said this is a simple matter of access and property lines. One board member blinked like he was waking up. They voted to reverse my $125 fine. They refunded 2 other small ones I brought with receipts. They removed Karen as president, pending hearing. The city attorney sent her a letter. It had dates, dollar amounts, and a line about compliance by June 1st. After that, peace felt brand new. No more clipboard patrol. The sidewalk box sits open to the sky and the maintenance crew, as it should. The HOA posted an apology and a new rule: no one may block utilities, ever. We added a bright blue sticker on the lid with the code listed for all to see. Karen keeps her yard neat and quiet now. She still walks fast when she sees me, but she doesn't speak. I wave anyway. Kids draw chalk roads over the same curb that once felt like a crime scene. My water bill credit came in at $182. I used part of it to buy a big box of donuts for the block. We ate them on the driveway. The air smelled like sugar in summer. A neighbor said, "Thanks for handling it the right way." I said I just pulled the deed. Then I went inside, rinsed my binder dust, and finally slept. Please follow for more HOA showdowns like this. Do you think she got what she deserves? Comment below.